I pushed into this, I got the usual answers from law enforcement, both in their written statements, their statements to the press, and even directly to me in interviews. It'll cost too much. We don't need this kind of change. There's no actual problem. And we know best. We know how to conduct an interview with a suspect or how to work with eyewitnesses and how to do forensics. And no bunch of scientists or academics, or worse than that, lawyers, is going to tell us what to do. And I found that none of those reasons held any water at all. What we have going on here is resistance to this new information and to the science based on two groups of reasons. One is human cognitive processes, thinking. People resist change for a variety of reasons, and the science of behavioral economics, which I explored in Failed Evidence, has a lot to say to us about why people resist change. There are threats to their social status. They don't want to lose what they have. The loss of what they have is perceived as a greater potential loss than any potential gain that they might make. And then there's cognitive dissonance. It's very hard to talk to people when you're challenging them to put two opposite ideas together. So prosecutors and police think of themselves as the people in the white hats, the good guys, and they are, but they've also made some mistakes. Not necessarily their fault, but mistakes have occurred because they're holding to these older methods. And a lot of people simply can't deal with the fact that that challenges their view of themselves, so they have a cognitive dissonance. We have to be able to break through that. The other set of reasons that they resist have to do with institutional factors and personal and professional factors. Just one example, for police and prosecutors, the way you get ahead is for prosecutors you get convictions, for police you close cases by arrest. Anything that seems to threaten their ability to do that, that might suppress their abilities to do that in the ways they're accustomed to doing, is going to be seen as something threatening, something you don't want, something that you've got to fight off. And that's the reaction we're seeing. All of the institutional incentives that exist now depend on the use of the old forensic methods, on the use of eyewitness testimony, at least the way they think of it. And until we can get beyond those barriers, the personal, the professional, the institutional, and the cognitive, we're going to be stuck where we are.